All right. Spark plugs have to come out. I'll just have to try and turn it with my hand. Right, so on the previous video on installing the fuel pump, it kind of ended prematurely, and I didn't explain very well how I actually installed the pump. This is that footage. What I had to do was position the arm that actuates the pump arm from the cam to a location that allowed me to install the pump easily. What I was trying to do previously was trying to get underneath that and just using mechanical force, just trying to push it on, or using the bolt to push it on, push the pump on. Doesn't work. My experience now would say don't do that. The best way to do it is to rotate your engine until the actuating arm that is on the end of the cam is up and away from the pump arm, and that'll allow you to just slide that right in, no troubles at all, and bolt it up quite easily. You'll see here later that it takes no time at all. What you see here is me being a bit of an idiot. I was having all sorts of trouble trying to pull the motor around. I didn't have batteries set up. I didn't even have the starter motor installed after redoing the freeze plugs or the core plugs. So I had no way of bumping the engine, which is probably the smarter way to do it. Also make a mistake here where I say that to figure this out, you have the dizzy pointing between 1 and 6, I think it is. I can't quite remember. But basically, if you're looking at the motor, if your dizzy is pointing to the left, and by distributor I mean the connecting rotating assembly on top of your distributor. That's an Australian term, I think. I don't know. But if it's pointing to the left, then it means that your whole rotating assembly, your cam, etc., is pointing towards top dead center. So you're at for cylinder 1. So if you've got it there, then the pump just slides on, and this will kind of show that. Damn. So on the other side, I just noticed that 4 of the 3 of the 4 plugs were 4 of the 3 plugs were a little bit. By the way, if you're wondering what size spanner you need to pull the plugs out of an FE head, that's it. A really long 21mm socket. I bought one a long time ago, I think. I'm just lucky to have it. Yeah, I noticed 3 of the 4 plugs were loose, like almost finger tight, and really didn't need the wrench at all for them, which makes me a bit concerned about the fact that I started it without checking that. Get these out. I'll show you them in a second. They all look pretty good, but that either means they're new or probably means they're new, which again leads me to the fact that this car has had some love and attention to it. This engine, sorry, has had some love and attention to it before things either got too hard or something happened. I don't know, but it's interesting. It really is. At least these ones are in tight. See? It's not a bad plug. It's obviously been sitting in the engine for a long time, but it started to corrode. That's probably partly due to where it's been staying here at this house. Whoa. Oh yeah, so these are the spark plugs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and that's not to show that I can count. That's to show that this is on the right bank, this is the left bank. This is cylinder 1, 2, 3, and 4, etc., etc. Now they're out, we should be able to turn this crank
and get this dizzy in a different position. So let's see how we go. I can see myself actually having to put the starter back in the car, starter motor back in the car to get this to turn.
In actual fact, I just needed to get a bit of a better purchase and remove some of the clutter there. Removing the radiator and whatnot is a bit of overkill to get this to turn, but I didn't have a socket or a wrench that would fit the front crank bolt to allow me to turn the whole rotating assembly. So this is just basically me solving a situation that I didn't have the tools for.
Alright, I got that moved. Let's see if this will fit upside down. There we are. Sliding home, no troubles at all. Oh yeah, so just take note of the dizzy distributor. If I forgot what it's called. That's the distributor cap, the distributor, I guess. The connector is pointing towards, well, let's say 2 and 6 were over here. 1 was over here somewhere, so if it's around 1, you should be right to go. Here we are. Done. Yeah, so to recap that, makes it easy to install the fuel pump if your dizzy is in that position on a 390, FE 390. To do that, I had to take the spark plugs out. I took the radiator out because it just made it easier for me to get to the crank pulley down here. I was able to turn that by hand. I didn't need a nut on the front. By the looks of things, about 24 millimeters metric. I'm not sure that is that in imperial, in inches. But once that's all on, it's all in place. So we should be able to start to put things back together, and it should work. If it doesn't throw fuel, then we will know because it's not in the right spot. But when I turned the crank and the cam and whatnot turned, and the dizzy, the distributor top there, ended up in the right position. That, even though I angled it down and brought it back up, just went into place, just spot on right there. So I'm pretty confident that's working. That's going to be okay. Now just got to get all this back together. I was hoping to get to the carbie today too, but we'll see what time it is. Yeah, it's 3 o'clock. yeah, might be able to get it off and pulled apart. Let's get back to it. So I am going to leave those spark plugs off for now. And I am going to get the starter back on, so I'm going to I'm going to get everything bolted up that was unbolted before. So the starter motor, the battery, the cable for the bracket for the pump, power steering pump, power steering pump, radiator, power steering pump, starter, get the carbie off. We should be good to go. We'll take the carbie in and start pulling it apart and clean it all up. I'd like to do that in one day. Like, I wouldn't like that to be a multi-day task, purely because I don't want it to get all lost and mixed up. We'll see how we go. Rightio, so I'm just doing a bit of fit up just to make sure things all fit in the right spot with the fuel pump before I move forward. And we got the soft line all sorted out. That goes on. Just needs a little bit of more coercing, but my screwdriver's in the road at the moment. This one, on the other hand, hot dog down a hallway. There's no chance that's going to fit, so that'll mean either getting a new hard line or putting that other NTP fitting on and getting some fuel hose to fit. So that'll be connecting it from there all the way down. So connect the new fuel hose up there all the way down. So I'm almost at the point where I'm thinking maybe I should just route it all the way around the back. Splash out, buy my AN fittings, put an AN fitting in the outlet port there, run that up along the chassis there. Actually, I'm not sure where, maybe up there, and then around the back here on the firewall, and then into the port here, and mount the fuel filter up there somewhere. There's a lot of engine. I honestly feel like this engine could go back. It could go back a good couple of feet if it wasn't for the brake booster and the fan unit. So I'm gonna have to hold off on that. Let's get everything plugged back in and get this carbie off. Wow. That'll do. That'll work. Oh my god. Rightio. Out she comes. I'm not sure how much that would hold vacuum. Let's get this over to the table. I don't know how I'm getting that off. That is definitely stuck on there. Might need to find some magic scissors or something like that. We'll pull that apart later. All right, so I've got about 20 minutes of footage I've got to delete there. So I'm having trouble getting this off because of a barbed fitting underneath here. So either just tear it off, but I think the chance of pulling it off is very, very low. Right here, I have never done this before. This, in very simple terms, is very scary. Very scary indeed. Alrighty. So, carburetor rebuilding kit here. Let's see what this says. I haven't opened this one up yet. I'm supposed to put that aside. Right. Box. Breaking this seal prohibits the return and/or crediting of this carburetor kit. Considering this is like a $20 purchase, $30 purchase, something like that. Okay with that. Alright. So we've got gaskets. I'd assume jets. Another set of jets. Retaining clips. Little ball bearing. Spring. More gaskets. A little measuring device. I'm guessing some sort of filter for the plunger. The pump. More gaskets. Seals. Plugs. And gaskets. I'm wondering if that is the gasket for up there. Yeah, sweet. Needed one of those. Whoa, a tiny little spring. Jeez, I might want to do this in a place that is not so windy. All right, let me put all this stuff back in before I lose it. Okay, good. All right, so the instructions seem to be extensive by the looks of things. On top of that, I did get a new pump plunger, put that in the box, and a set of floats. So let's see how that goes as well. This might be something that I have to take some serious time and do one evening. Okay, this is the Spanish side. Alright, exploded view of the carburetor, full disassembly, full cleaning, and then reassembly. Okay, float level indicator, so there should be 7/16 of an inch between the top of each float and the bowl. Okay. Float drop. Okay. I did see this before. So this is a 1406, and the 1406 is actually meant to be in this middle hole, so you can't really see that, but when I got the carbie, it was up there, so maybe someone's already done a bit of a rebuild to this and botched it up maybe. Alright. It's pretty comprehensive. We've pretty much got everything there that we need to know about. Everything's well set out. There's a very good exploder view with all the bits and pieces associated with it. Interesting. Rightio. So the rebuild kit comes with pretty much all the consumable parts within the carburetor. So that includes jets up in there, which I might have to go and get some compressed air in a can just to help me blow some of the gunk through some of these gullies and holes that are available. I mean, it looks pretty good. Like, doesn't look like there's a lot of wear and tear or a lot of varnishing in the yeah, it doesn't look like there's a lot of varnishing in the jets or the Venturis and whatnot. It looks pretty good. Yeah. How about we start with taking some linkages off. Right, let's get to work.